What's up, y'all? We are back with another video. I know y'all see from the title below, this is an urban legends video. When it comes to spooky things, I feel like urban legends are just like top tier for me. They up there because they've been around for so long. This urban legend in particular always fascinated me because it's something that could actually happen, you know, with the black-eyed children. Because it's something that happens every day. Somebody rings your doorbell every day, you get approached every day, and you never know like who's under the mask, like who you're actually talking to. So I'm basically going to be telling y'all 2 short stories of encounters with the black-eyed children, okay? Your girl gonna be reading from her handy dandy journal, and yeah, we can just get right into it, okay? So just sit back, relax, snuggle up, grab your snacks. According to legend, the black-eyed children originated in 1996. However, most claim they have been around many years, having sightings dating back to the 1950s. It is said that the children usually appear normal, ranging in ages 6 to 16. People who encounter the black-eyed children also note that their clothes can appear very outdated, and upon being approached, they feel an immediate sense of dread, like something's off. Maybe it's your intuition telling you like something not right with these kids. Let's get into one of the most well-known sightings of the black-eyed children. It happened in 1996 in Abilene, Texas. Brian Bethel, who was a reporter in 1996, reported being out one late night in his vehicle. He was in a parking lot near a movie theater when he was approached by 2 young boys. He was in his vehicle when this encounter happened. He also noted that the 2 young boys had very pale skin, and when they approached his car, they tapped the driver's side window, to which he rolled the window down. As Brian rolls the window down, the older of the 2 boys begin to speak. He states that him and his little brother forgot their money at home and they would like to catch a movie. That's when he proceeds to ask Brian for a ride to go get the cash. At this point, Brian quotes feeling a soul-racking fear because logically, that didn't make sense. He knew something was off with these 2 boys. The older one of the 2 must have sensed Brian's hesitation, and that's when he assures Brian that they are 2 young, unarmed boys looking for a ride and it wouldn't take that long. And even still, the boys' reassurance put a fear in Brian's heart, Brian noting that the boys' reassurance made him even more unnerved. So in response to the 2 boys' request, Brian told them that the last showing at the theater had already started and it would basically be a pointless venture. And in an interview, Brian noted that it wasn't until this moment he broke eye contact with the boys briefly by glancing down and glancing back at them that he noticed that their eyes were completely black. Upon rejection, the oldest boy began to get very frustrated with Brian, exclaiming that they could not enter his car unless Brian said that it was okay. And immediately after that, Brian notes that he sped out of the parking lot, not looking back. Now, there have been many skeptics into some that encounter might not be creepy or spooky, but you think about being out late, say 11 or midnight, in a parking lot, probably a pretty empty parking lot, and you get approached by 2 very pale black-eyed children. Just really try to put yourself in that situation. I would lose it, okay? I would very much lose it. And I agree with Brian. He said, oh, you can't come up in here? All right, see you later, bro. He zoomed out and I wouldn't have looked back either, okay? I know that there are a lot of well-known encounters with the black-eyed children, but I'm gonna read you one that I used to hear the most. This encounter goes as the following. One late evening, a small snowy town in the middle of nowhere, Vermont. An elderly couple hears 3 loud knocks at their front door. The man opens it and he is met with 2 children on their front doorstep. 1 girl, 1 boy. Without making eye contact, the girl says, "Our parents will be here soon. May we come in?" The elderly couple was hesitant, but the children were persistent, so the elderly couple let them in. While the wife makes the children hot cocoa, the husband attempts to question the children to no avail. They sit in silence. Upon returning to the children, the wife notices that the cat is scared in a corner, hissing at the children. "May we use your restroom?" the children ask simultaneously. This is when the wife finally makes eye contact with them and see that their eyes are completely blacked out. She points in the direction of the restroom, walking over to her husband as her husband has his hands covering his face. She asks if he had noticed their eyes when suddenly the power goes out. The wife hurries in the direction to the restroom to check on the children, only to find them at the end of the hallway uttering the words, "Our parents are here now." They then exit the home, leaving the front door wide open. The wife then notices two tall and slender men standing at the end of the driveway. They took the children in the car and drove off. Upon the car's departure, the couple regains power in their home. The wife notices that the husband had his hands over his face due to a sudden nosebleed. And over the next few weeks, strange occurrences such as 3 of their 4 cats going missing, frequent nosebleeds of the husband, and later being diagnosed with aggressive skin cancer occur. That was one of the many occurrences that I've heard of the black-eyed children. So Brian's story that I read is allegedly true. I'm saying allegedly because I know that there are some skeptics out there, but I personally believe it. There are a lot of articles on Brian's story and the details tend to vary, but I believe it. I'm no skeptic. The second story I read, of course, is an urban legend. It's a popular one that I've always heard, and the details tend to vary in that one too. I've seen a lot of different variations, but I kind of went with the one that had the same kind of storyline. Honestly, I'm not sure if that's true or if someone just made it up, but if you want a true story, I will read you a Reddit post about the black-eyed children as a little bonus, okay? So this one starts off by saying, "I'm not a writer, I just love reading all these scary stories on here. I never thought I'd have anything to post." Okay, so I'm walking up my flight of stairs to get to my apartment and I hear these kids laughing and whispering. It was kind of late, so I thought it was weird, but I ignored it and walked to my apartment. I live on the 3rd floor. I was getting ready to open my balcony door. It got really muggy in my apartment. I walked over to the door and pulled my blinds and 2 kids are staring at me. Sorry for dropping the F-bomb, but I'm still shaking. I screamed and backed away, smashing my leg into a table. They were both wearing blue jeans and the oldest was taller. He had on a green shirt with white stripes and the younger one had on a button-up light blue shirt. The oldest one touches the sliding door, saying, "Hey miss, can you let us in?" I just stared at them. Finally, I was able to say, "How'd you get on my balcony?" As I walked closer to the door, I noticed how excited the older one got and he moved closer to the entrance. "Can you let us in?" I wasn't thinking. I unlocked the door and when I looked up at them, their eyes were completely black, you guys. The entire eye. I quickly locked the door and I told them I had to call the police because my door was jammed and I couldn't open it. So I called the police. The oldest boy pleaded with me the entire time to let them in. The police arrived about an hour ago. They came in and walked to the balcony. When they opened the balcony door, nothing was there. They looked down and saw the 2 children. They were running in the parking lot away from the building. So the police took a report and said that they had to have had a lot of help getting up there and that they would question my neighbors. I'm freaking out. I'm crying. I don't want to stay here again. I don't feel safe going outside right now. I'm scared. I'm not sleeping. I put salt on my door and windows, but I've never seen eyes black like that. Not even in movies. I'm terrified. That is a crazy story. The fact that this person lived on the 3rd floor, and it sounds like they're writing this like right as it happened. Not right as it happened, but after the fact, like the same night, because they said the police came an hour ago. So you have to be worked up to get online and write your story, like not even sit on it for a few days, just write it. That's something that I would do because I'm very impulsive. I will literally, now that I have a Twitter, if something happens to me, I'm gonna literally sit there and tweet that whole thing. Okay, because that's what I do. If I can't call nobody, if it's late and nobody answer, I need to get it out. So these days I would either make a video whether I post it or not, or I'm gonna have to tweet about it. Tweet about it. That's crazy. The comments are saying close the curtains and watch Netflix. They'll leave eventually. This is what I'm talking about. People really don't be taking this serious. I'm no skeptic. I really believe this. Another comment says, the most important thing to know about this is they have to ask your permission to come into your house. If they didn't need it, they wouldn't ask. You didn't invite them in, so you'll be fine. That being said, if they do come back, they're liable to be quiet in this instance. They will invent circumstances under which inviting them into your home seems like a good idea. Do not do that. Your first instinct was correct. Let the police handle it. And honestly, what is the police gonna do? Because not all police, but listen, I feel like with stuff like this, the police are gonna think that it's a prank and they're not even gonna do anything. I don't feel like the police handle real situations sometimes. So how are they gonna handle a potential supernatural situation? But whether you believe in the paranormal or extraterrestrials, whatever you think the black-eyed children may be, many claim that you should take these sightings more seriously. It seems like they usually want to invade your space by entering your vehicle or your home. They ask permission, so remember to never ever let them in. That's pretty much it for this video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this little urban legends video. Give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, say anything in the comments, and make sure you are subscribed. Y'all already know I love y'all so much, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next one. Bye. Get your liquor. If it's cold, get your hot chocolate. I don't got that luxury. I live in Texas. So yeah, anyway, just get your snacks, all right? Let's get into it. The nigga pose, the nigga pose. You know I'm finna get you hoes, cause bitches love the nigga pose, the nigga pose. Should I do that again? I feel like that's just slipping off my tongue at this point.